21 funny photographs of animals yawning. We don't know exactly why we yawn. There are several theories, but there's no definite answer. We all know the feeling, though. The irresistible compulsion to open our mouths, close our eyes, draw in a deep breath and let it out again, often accompanied by a bit of a stretch at the same time. Yawns overtake us when we're tired or bored, or occasionally because we've just seen someone else do one. We aren't the only mammals to yawn either. In fact, lots of animals not only yawn but also look hilariously adorable while doing so. Here are a few creatures that seem in need of a good nap, starting with the delightful horse shown here. See if you can get through all of them without feeling the need to have a little yawn, and maybe a giggle, yourself. We'll start with a little controversy. It's been said that giraffes don't yawn. Still, there appears to be no explanation for this theory, and maybe it's just that they yawn rarely compared to the rest of us. This giraffe certainly seems to be yawning away. Just look at the drooping eyelids and the lolling tongue. We hope it doesn't fall asleep on its legs. That'd be a long way to keel over. Perhaps this female white tiger has had a long day at the zoo, which is the only place you're likely to find her kind these days. The last white tiger observed in its natural environment was reportedly shot in 1958. Nowadays, white tigers are only seen in captivity. Inbreeding and health issues are widespread, with some claiming that their coloring is caused by a genetic flaw. This beautiful tigress sticks her tongue out to that. Chasing prey at speeds of more than 36 miles per hour must be tiring business for leopards. And judging from that big yawn, this leopard in a private game reserve in South Africa certainly looks worn out. In any case, leopards generally rest during the day, saving their energy for hunting at night. Take a look at this leopard seal giving us its upside-down yawn. Still, while it may look cute here, these seals are actually among the most deadly predators of Antarctica, eclipsed only by orcas. Check out those sharp teeth, which on this species grow to be an inch long. That's one mouth you definitely don't want to get bitten by. One of the reasons we find gorillas, and other apes, so fascinating is their similarity to ourselves, and this silverback yawns just like humans do. Researchers suggest that yawning among primates may be a way of threatening competitors and maintaining the group hierarchy. We think this particular gorilla just looks bored. Looks like it's bedtime in Madagascar. Doesn't this group of ring-tailed lemurs make you want to dive right in and snuggle with them? These animals are actually exceptionally social and sleep in huddled groups at nighttime for warmth. Geez, they're all so soft and comfy looking, aren't they? This koala looks a little drowsy. Could it be that it hasn't had its allotted 20 hours of sleep for the day? That's right, koalas spend most of their time sleeping, but not because they're lazy. The koala diet of eucalyptus leaves just doesn't give them enough energy to be up and about for longer. This otherwise noble-looking lion has been caught in a less than dignified pose, with his tongue sticking out mid-yawn. Yawning in lions can mean two contradictory things: either they are feeling drowsy and comfortable or else a bit twitchy. Either way, it's probably a good idea to keep a distance from those large teeth being displayed. In his book The Expression of the Emotions in Man and Animals, Charles Darwin noted that yawning is used by baboons to display their large canine teeth and threaten adversaries. These days, it's believed that baboons have as many reasons for yawning as we do. When they yawn sympathetically, it may be a way of strengthening their social bonds. Or they might just be tired. There's nothing like finding a patch of sun, stretching out, and maybe having a bit of a snooze. This brown bear looks like it's getting ready for a warm outdoor nap right now. Interestingly, scientists have recently theorized that yawning may be connected with the body's way of cooling down an overheated brain. One idea is that the brain is cooled by the flow of oxygen either in or out. During a yawn, we might just sleep on that one. As we mentioned earlier, yawning in animals doesn't always indicate sleepiness. Carrion eaters, like hyenas, have been observed yawning over and over just before ripping into a carcass. In this case, the yawning is obviously related to feeding rather than fatigue. So perhaps the brown hyena pictured has just spotted something dead tasty. Here, a capybara, the world's largest species of rodent, has a little yawn at its home in the zoo. Capybaras spend quite a lot of time in mud or water and can even sleep submerged with just their nostrils above the surface. These South American natives are hunted for their meat and skins in the wild, but in the US they are sometimes kept as exotic pets. Sounds a bit like owning a 146-pound hamster. When a hippo opens wide to yawn, it really opens wide, and if those long canine teeth are a scary sight, they're meant to be. Hippos yawn as a threatening gesture that's meant to intimidate their rivals. Those huge teeth can cause some real damage too, although hippos normally stop fighting one another before they inflict fatal injuries. Looks like this lovable spider monkey is in need of a lie down and a hug, or wait, maybe that's just us. Then again, although this little critter does look tired to us, yawning, like grinning and head bobbing, often signals aggression in the monkey world. So giving this one a cuddle might not be such a good idea after all. You can see this polar bear's dark tongue rolled back in its mouth as it yawns, much the way human tongues do the same. One of the theories about yawning says that it may be a way for throat and tongue muscles to get a stretch. After all, they're some of the hardest working muscles in the body, used for breathing, swallowing and, in the case of humans, talking. Here's an image of a very cute cat showing us some very nasty teeth as it yawns. It's a lynx, a wild cat found in parts of Europe, Asia and North America. Cats, at least of the domestic variety, are another type of animal that aren't likely to yawn as a result of fatigue, but rather when they are anxious or have just woken up. It is also thought that feline yawns may be a form of cat communication. The primate with the large ear tufts seen here is a common marmoset, which here looks rather cute in the middle of its yawn. It has been suggested that yawning, in particular, yawning that occurs in a chain reaction, originally arose as a method of maintaining the alertness of an animal group. A contagious yawn that passes from animal to animal may be an automatic response to a sign from one of the group members reminding all to stay on their toes. If there's one animal we associate with a slow, lazy lifestyle, it's the sloth. Until recently, people thought that sloths spent the majority of their day, up to 18 hours, sleeping. It was then discovered that sloths only sleep for just over half that amount of time. It is true, however, that they are sluggish animals, moving only when they absolutely have to. Sounds reasonable to us. This orangutan has the familiar squeezed shut eyes and tilted back head of a truly irresistible yawn. The expression is very human, but the reasons for yawning may not be, as orangutans tend to yawn when they feel aggravated or ashamed. Lastly, a red fox opens its mouth wider than its head for a yawn. For small animals, those teeth must be a terrifying sight. In fact, since being introduced to Australia, the red fox's ability to catch and eat birds and other mammals has earned it a place on the International Union for Conservation of Nature's list of 100 worst invasive species in the world. This particular fox in Ontario doesn't look like it's in the mood to do much hunting just at the moment, though.